stuck between two pipes. Well, guess I'll keep on gaming for the rest of my life. Hey up, chaps. Wait, that doesn't seem right. Let's try again. Hey up, chaps. Alright, everything's all old-timey-wimey looking, and I have a cup on my head. Typical. Don't you just hate it when that happens? Just a hunch, but maybe all this tomfoolery is trying to tell me something. Maybe I should play a certain game or something. But what? If only it was more obvious. Well, luckily for you, I've narrowed it down to 2 games. It's either the widely acclaimed cult classic, highly requested game, Fancy Nancy's Tea Party Time, or a game called Cuphead. Never heard of it, but I've got to applaud the creativity of the character design. I would have never thought to just draw a cup over Mickey Mouse's head. Genius! Well, that's all the convincing I need. Let's play this. So, the game starts with our main characters, Cuphead, and his friend Mugman having a good old time under the watchful eye of this old kettle fella. Looks like he's doing a bang-up job if I do say so myself. So much in fact, that 2 seconds later, they are an evil-looking casino with a giant devil looming over it. Think you might have failed as a parent there, mate. And just like that, Cuphead develops a severe gambling problem and ends up betting away their souls for a chance to win a shit ton of cash. I mean, not a bad deal if I do say so myself. What's a soul ever done for anyone? Nothing. That's what. I traded mine in for a few jelly beans last week. Totally worth it. The thing is though, right, even Mugman knows this is a bad idea. He didn't even agree to this wager and he still lost his soul because of Cuphead being a bit of a twat. If I was Mugman, I'd be fucking pissed at Cuphead right about now. Why are these guys even friends after this? Anyways, they have a little cry, and the devil gives us 24 hours to collect the souls of some of the runaways to return the debt. And that's basically the story. So, let's do this. And here we go. The hardest level in the game, right off the bat. I mean, look, I'm all for a challenge and shit, but how the fuck do you expect me to get up there? I mean, it's a good job you can skip this level, but I'd have just wasted $20. Oh boy, dodged the bullet there. Well anyways, let's collect our first soul, shall we? Who knows what villainous monsters we have to face? It could literally be anything. I can't wait. Oh, it's a potato. An angry potato. I mean, to be fair, I'd be angry too if I had a mouth full of literal shit. Anyways, after making quick work of that, an onion pops up. Mate, don't cry. I'm just here to kill you and everyone you know and love. There's no need to overreact there, Jesus. And next up, we got a carrot with a third eye and telekinesis powers. You know, I always had a hunch carrots were secretly evil. Just something about them. It's not quite right, is it? Anyways, we defeat them, and, well, that wasn't too bad. Let's see who's next, shall we? And it's 2 karate frogs. Doesn't seem too bad, but I'm not really a fan of this part. But that's nothing, because then the frogs turn into a slot machine. I mean, there's no one else seeing this shit. This woman over here don't give a crap. It's like this is just normal for her. I guess these 2 girls doing a little dance is way more interesting than transforming slot machine frogs. Who knew? Next up, we got a blue blob. I mean, you can big yourself up with a name like Goopy Legrand, but at the end of the day, you're just a blue blob lad. You're the Goomba of Cuphead bosses, and that's coming from me, a Goomba. This guy is so desperate though. He takes a pill just to buff himself up. 5 minutes later, is a literal tombstone. Remember kids, don't take drugs unless you want to end up like Goopy Legrand over here. A living possessed tombstone. Actually, scrap that, that does sound pretty cool. So after killing the blimp girl who turns into a giant robotic moon and finally confirming flower power is a load of bollocks, old King Dice over here lets us move on to the next world. Well, isn't that nice? He seems like a nice fella. I'm sure I won't grow to hate him by the end of the game or anything. Nah. You gotta wonder though, in what possible scenario would a giant bird make a deal with the devil? What could a giant bird possibly want? Who cares? Let's kill it. Oh shit, it's a little bird. A little incredibly ugly looking bird. Well, that answers that question then, don't it? Guess he wanted his kid to be less ugly. Well, looks like not even the devil can fix that abomination. Fuck me, man. I mean, inner beauty and all that, but nature was not kind to him. Think I need some eye candy after that abomination. And luckily for us, there's a boss named Baroness von Bonbon. Well, with a name like that, she's bound to be hot, right? Bring it on. Oh, well, I mean, she's alright. The decapitated rotating head is a bit of a turn-off though. And, well, she looks a bit stroppy, you know. Also, the giant killer candy castle from hell might be a bit of a third wheel. Might have to pass on this one, I'm afraid. Sorry, love. Next up, we've got Grim Matchstick. And it's around this point I realise I probably should check out that shop on the world map. Here I am fighting everything with a standard pea shooter like a right mug. Not gonna lie though, this boss can suck a dick. I mean, just look at this shit. And then it grows 3 heads. Look man, take it from me. Growing 3 heads doesn't make you more intimidating. Or does it? Anyways, we beat him, and King Dice lets us through to the final world. First up, we got Rumour Honeybottoms. What kind of name is that? But before fighting her, we gotta kill this innocent security guard. We don't even need his soul or anything. It was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. So, I guess it deserves to die. Ah, there she is. And man, there's a bit of a chain in the neck. And, hold on a minute. You're seeing this shit? Mate, these things are a complete rip-off. Wait till my mate Bill hears about this. You can't just take a copyrighted character design and change a few things and then profit off it. Only I can do that. Next up then, and we got the Iron Giant's dad, piloted by none other than Dr. Wily, who's found a Chaos Emerald. Man, talk about a crossover, but was it really necessary for him to be stripped naked after being defeated? Let the man die with some dignity. Poor guy. He just wanted a friend. Anyways, let's wrap this up, shall we? We fight this lass, a pirate, a rat, a cat who is actually controlled by a rat, an oddly attractive mermaid lass, and a ghost train. And I mean, this train is haunted as fuck. You got spooky ghost, skelly bobs, these things. And then the train flat out comes alive. I mean, mate, just one of those things would have been enough. This is just overkill. And just like that, we find ourselves back in the Devil's Casino. This is it, everyone. The finale. But first, the game pulls a Banjo-Kazooie on us, and we've got to fight a load of mini-bosses and get to the end of this board. So, you roll the dice, move some spaces, and fight more bosses each time. And if you die once, you gotta do it all again. Talk about high stakes. And being the trove this game is, there's a space right at the end in which you're put all the way back to the start. And if you do get to the end, you've got to fight King Dice, and he isn't easy. And if you die there, you gotta do the entire thing again. That's just cruel. And to think I said you was a nice fella. Well, I guess it's true what they say. Once you go black, you never go back. Also, King Dice is a twat. But I did it, and now we face off against the final boss, the devil himself. Well, first, he tries to get us to join him, which, let's be honest, probably isn't the worst job in the world. Would be a good conversation starter. But, nah, I mean, at this point, I'm convinced Cuphead is some kind of unbeatable god, so we might as well just go for gold at this point and take it all. The boss, though, and as you might expect, is pretty tough. This devil chap clearly ain't worried about us winning. He's just chilling in his chair like this kind of thing happens once a week. It's a pretty nice chair though, so can't really blame him. After some time, he decides he's had enough and jumps out of his skin. Now, I've heard about not being happy in your own skin. Well, this is ridiculous. Oh right, now he's a giant. Oh, that's great. I mean, he's got axes coming out his eyes, bombs coming out his ears. This guy really needs to see a doctor. And now he's just pissed off. You know things are getting serious when he calls for his 2 overweight demon powers to help out. Honestly, this is just a clusterfuck at this point. But somehow, I think I'm gonna do it. Oh wait, now he's crying. Mate, don't cry. Oh man, this is just embarrassing. I thought you was cool, man. I told all my friends you was cool, and now look at you. Having said that, I'd probably cry too if I got hit by about 50 million bullets. One minute you're chilling on your fancy chair, the next you're getting beat up by a cup. It don't get any worse than that. And that's it. Cuphead, being the fine and dandy fellow he is, burns the contracts and everyone is free to go. Thing is though, right, did the devil really do anything wrong? Think about it. Cuphead walked into his casino by his own free will, agreed to the deal, and lost. He wasn't exactly forced to do it, was he? And instead of owning up to that, he kicks the shit out of the devil till he cries like a baby. And that's Cuphead. The moral of the story is, instead of owning up to your mistakes, go on a murderous rampage till everything sorts itself out. For legal reasons, that's a joke. And the patron of the week is the Basement Dwellers. You know, living in a basement has a pretty bad reputation, but really, if you ask me, it's the best way to live.